Hey, for this unit, I found several things very interesting in our readings. The chapter on dance and movement therapy was especially interesting to me. I never really considered that yoga would be a type of movement therapy. That was very interesting to read. But after reading the chapter, I can see how it would be considered therapy. Um, I don't know if I would actually pay somebody to tell me to go to yoga for therapy. But I do yoga myself, and I know after I do it, I always feel really relaxed, and I feel like a lot of my stress is gone, especially from some of the techniques that the yoga instructor in my class actually does. And she uses things like essential oils and things like that to help us relax, and so I can definitely see where that is a type of movement therapy. Um, I also found the sections on dance therapy with children especially interesting. Um, Before I read the chapter, I was just kind of thinking about how dance can be used as therapy, and I kind of had a hard time visualizing how that could actually be used as a type of therapy for children or for anybody. Um, but now, after I read it, I can see how children who have a hard time expressing themselves verbally would be able to easily, or could be able to easily express themselves through dance in ways they could never get across verbally. Um, it was interesting to see how, or to read how, children who had been abused could kind of express themselves through dance when they really couldn't talk about it to somebody. So that was pretty cool to read. Um, I also After reading it, I also thought about how children with autism who have hard times with social settings and a hard time with verbalizing their emotions could very well benefit from dance therapy, um, with just being able to express themselves and also to be able to let go of some of that extra energy that they may have. Because I know sometimes the expressions, or how to express themselves with children with autism, can sometimes be very difficult. So dance therapy could be an easy, or maybe an easier way for them to be able to express themselves. Um, so for the second part of this discussion board, I want to be a high school counselor, so I can see myself using imagery therapy a lot. I'm a high school teacher, so I like to use um, different creative ways for students to be able to, show me that they understand concepts, or to turn in assignments. I'm not a very big paper and pencil kind of person, so I can also see myself being the same way as a counselor. I know that students like to be able to express themselves through more creative outlets and to show you that they understand concepts more than just answering a question on a test or writing something down, like in an essay form or something like that. So having students draw pictures to represent their feelings is an easy way to incorporate imagery therapy into a counseling session with any K-12 student. Also, getting them to paint or to do adult coloring books if you have somebody in high school could be an easy way to help them if they have a high stress level about certain things. I just know that I would definitely use this in my high school counseling environment, just because I know that students like to express themselves in different ways, and this could be the way that they will easily open up to you and easily express how they're feeling without verbalizing it to you. Um, However, if I was working with a group, I could see maybe a using imagery as a group activity and getting a group to create a pantomime or something similar, like a play or something that is going to express the emotions or the conflicts of the group or whatever situation that group is handling or dealing with, and just get them to be a little bit creative and kind of, make up a situation similar to what they're in, but a way that they can express how they're feeling about it as a group, or individuals in that group express how they feel about what's going on. So for the third part, when I'm completing my creativity journal entries, I'm actually surprised at how much I actually felt when I am completing the entries. Um, I When I was younger, I used to do a lot of drawing and painting and things like that, and I really did use it as a source of stress relief, but I haven't really had time to do that in the past several years, so I was really surprised at how it actually made me feel better. One entry that I did was just me kind of like doodling around, which is what I used to do a lot, especially like in undergrad, and in high school, because it was kind of a stress relief. I would, take a few minutes out of doing work and just kind of doodle on a piece of paper, just draw around, and I did that for one of my journal entries, and it actually made me feel a lot better without me really having to put a lot of effort into it or a lot of thinking into it, and it was just as easy as that. So I was really surprised how it still actually makes me feel better. I also, after completing entries about certain situations, I actually felt better about the situations, and I kind of forgotten how much um, doing things like this can actually benefit you and help you feel about the situations that you're in. So, just it's been nice for this activity to remind me of how helpful it is to simply write about something or create something that's related to a situation to kind of release some of that stress and release some of that tension about the situation. Okay, thanks for listening.